Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have ourselves a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. That's right, we are back on Semoskiy Winter. No, this time it is not from any tournament. It's been a while since we've casted this map, and well, Sunday Night Fights is unfortunately over, so don't worry, we're not going to have another marathon of only Semoskiy Winter. But it's time to return to this battlefield, and this time around, our heroes are going to be SturmTigerOst, playing for the Soviets, and his opponent is going to be none other than StephennJF, playing for the Germans. Now, both of these players, very good, very well known, and let's talk about them just a little bit. They are both ranked top 100 in both factions, in fact. Let's see here, Steven. Steven, at the time of casting this, is ranked 62 for the Soviets, and he is currently ranked 32nd for his German play, which we're seeing right now, so should be rather good. Ost, SturmTigerOst, he again is top 100. His German play is currently ranked 99th, so barely top 100 there, but still, I mean, he's amazing. And his Soviet play that we're seeing right now is ranked 74. So not as high up there as Steven, but you know, top 100 against top 100, it's pretty damn good there. So we should expect ourselves a awesome game, and well, we shouldn't really need to say much about Semoskiy Winter. If you want to see it over and over and over again, check out the replays that I did from the Sunday Night Fights tournament. Yeah, I got a little bit burned out there, but it's, like I said, it's time to return here. So anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about a little bit about the game. So we see that Ost has gone for a 3 conscript opening and nothing else so far. No Molotovs, so we'll see if he goes for Molotovs or another squad. Small engagement in the center. We have Grenadiers against conscripts. There are 2 conscripts right here in the center, so they will be able to win this fight. Center ones are capturing the point, and they actually decide to move along the way, so they're not going to support their other friendlies there. And we also have the other conscript squad heading into the center. So all of them heading into the center. The northern part of the map is ignored by Ost, and he's sending his combat engineers over to the right-hand side. He decides to go for the medics rather than Molotovs, so he's going to try to have his infantry come out as strong as possible after every retreat. Now for Steven, we see tier 1 going down like you would usually expect, and he got himself 3 Grenadiers into an MG42, so 4 units out of that, 3 Grenadiers already out. All of them are moving around, although the Pyos are the one going to the north. We have a Grenadier squad over on the south, running into a conscript squad, so they're going to engage there. The conscripts are trying to go for the cutoff here. That's interesting. Well, I'm not sure if the changes only applied to Semoskiy default, or they were reverted. But I remember at some point that this was actually changed to be the fuel point, but it might have been only for the standard summer version, so we'll see. Anyways, conscripts and grenadiers engaging down south in the bushes. MG42 moves out and is engaging the conscripts in the house, and we see that a conscript squad is currently retreating down south. The other one is holed up in the church, engaging against the grenadiers over through the house. So small fighting all over the place. Combat engineers capturing point. And we also have the SturmTigerOst has selected his Doctrine, and that is the shock rifle frontline tactics. So, excuse me. We're going to be seeing KV-8s, potentially IS-2s, and a lot of shock troopers. Which is a nice little move there, getting the medics, because shock troops can't use Molotovs, and medics will bring these guys out at full strength, so it'll improve their effectiveness. I mean, indirectly, or, well, directly, but, you know, it's a nice little thing to do there. Mortar now on the field for Steven, getting himself a 5th unit from tier 1. No additional tech so far, but we are only 4 minutes in, so we shouldn't expect much. And it makes it so that the conscripts are forced to retreat out of the zone, and it looks like the center of the map is now going to be in possession for Steven. Grenadiers moving down south. They are going to run into the combat engineers. Combat engineers do have a flamethrower, so they can very easily jump into the house and output a decent amount of damage to these grenadiers. Grenadiers are moving to the fuel point. The combat engineers are moving through the snow, trying to... They will get into the house. Can they actually get in range of the grenadiers? Yeah, they do. Flamethrower burst goes off. One of the grenadiers decides to stand in the fire, or range, I suppose. But they decide to move out, and they're not going to be trying to capture the point. MG42, however, does move down south. The mortar forces the combat engineers to move out of the zone. Actually, a nice mortar shot nails one of them on the retreat. Down to one man on the retreat. The MG42 is opening up, but it does manage to crawl out of the range and is potentially going to die, though. Running through a Grenadier squad. The Grenadier squad may want to focus it down. It does. And does Steven pick up the kill here? No. Barely makes it out alive. Very lucky there for Ost. So entire southern side of the map is now going to be in possession for Steven. And Austin's in a very difficult position now. He is going for the shock troops to get the fuel, while we have a conscript squad going to control the, or reconnect the northern point. But right now, the outside, or the front of Ost's base or exit is pretty much secured right now by Steven. He also has an MG42 that should be able to move up there and control. It is being used to capture that fuel point while the Grenadiers retreat. Not entirely sure why they're retreating, considering that they're fine, but they might be retreating just to build a bunker. Steven does have a lot of manpower, so yeah, he might be thinking about doing that.
Engineer standing by.
Medics doing their medic-y work up in the base. And still no tech down for Ost. Again, he does have the option of kind of going techless, but it is a very big risk. He does need 9 CPs to be able to build any of those tanks. MG42 set up in front of the base, essentially for a pin. Shock troops move up. Nice nade on top of the MG42. Clears it out to 2 men. Down to 1 on the retreat. Can they make it out? No, gets cleared out. The Pios are trying to hold off the shock troops, but the shock troops are unstoppable. They just push forward, and they force off that Pio squad. No units nearby to support. And we have some combat engineers and a conscript squad moving up, so that means that Ost will probably be taking this MG42 for himself. Far right-hand side, we have a Grenadier squad just capturing territory. Mortar set up, or actually moving away from the center, not trying to get in range of those shock troops. The shock troops are apparently in pursuit. Not exactly sure if Ost knows that they're there. Well, he knows now. He's catching up to them, but yeah, they're going for the point, and the shock troops are going to be right on top of them. There are 2 shock troop squads on the field. One of them is retreating at 1 man. Bad engagement, I suppose, over on the left-hand side. But yeah, they'll make it out alive, and the mortar does end up retreating off of the field. So with the shock troops, Ost manages to regain control of the map. Tier 1 still down. Medic bunker did get produced. A lot of manpower was available for Steven, so he went for that, and no additional tech so far. Tier 2 is going down, however, for Steven, so he will be able to get half track probably, I would assume. Half-track is a very good option in this situation because the shock troops have no way to deal with it, and the flamethrower does incredible damage against them, so it's not a bad choice. But he decides to go for the Panzer Grenadiers, a little bit more of a direct approach. Panzer Grenadiers, unfortunately, I think they actually lose against the shock troop squad. I might be wrong. But, you know, it's essentially, you know, a 1-for-1, so depending on the support, it's who wins most of the time. Mortaring, mines, mining, and combat engineers taking some mortar shots, unfortunately. It's interesting, though, because we have a mine right here for Ost, laid right on top of a teller mine for Steven, so whoever runs into this is going to take a very big amount of damage, because I'm pretty sure that mine is going to detonate the teller mine. So if an infantry for Steven runs on top of this, they're going to detonate the teller mine, and if a vehicle runs over this for whoever, it's going to blow up both. More mines laid down around here. The Grenadiers move around and dodge it. And we have Ost just capturing territory. Back at base, things just getting reinforced. The MG42 did get picked up. And the Grenadiers retreat, taking a nasty shot there. Oh, that's a very nice pickup there for Ost. Grenadier squad hits the mine on the retreat, kills 3, and the shock troops annihilate the last man alive on that. The mortar is forced to retreat as well, and Steven is now down to only 2 Grenadiers and a Panzer Grenadier. Panzer Grenadier pushing forward, more mines getting laid down by SturmTigerOst, and he has a flamethrower on those engineers. The shock troops are moving back. The mine does not get laid down, and the combat engineers move away. Panzer Grenadiers taking quite a bit of damage to the flamethrower. The flamethrower moves up, going to try to throw a burst on those Panzer Grenadiers. It does manage to do that. Half track on the field for Steven. No flamethrower upgrade just yet. The mine does get cleared out, and the Grenadiers and shock troops are, the combat engineers are retreating, while the shock troops are getting a little bit harassed. They decide to jump into the house, since flamethrowers were not equipped on the half track, but as soon as they get in there, the half track pops its flamethrowers and starts throwing bursts into the church. Shock troops are forced to retreat through the back door, and they are going to just run out of the field. They are not going to retreat, since they would retreat through the path of the half-track. And the half-track needs to be very careful. If it decides to go too bold, it may run through that mine. Ost, still no tech. There we go, finally getting himself tier 2, so he is definitely not going to be waiting for those 9 CPs. He needs something on the field, and he needs it now, and it looks like he's going to try to go for the AT guns, maybe? However, not however, but it would be a nice idea, considering that, well, with the Doctrine, you get ambush tactics on your guns, meaning he could cloak and set up for a little bit of an ambush there. It's a weird tactic, but it could work. Pack on the field for Steven. And tier 3 already down for Steven, very nice. So, we'll probably see a Panzer IV, although a Flak Panzer would be amazing here. But it is a very risky maneuver, so sometimes Panzer IV is just the more reliable choice. Up north, conscripts moving around, Grenadiers going for the fuel. Conscripts will run into them, and these Grenadiers are down to 2 men, so they will lose that fight. Panzer Grenadiers capturing the center. Half-track moving down south. Not sure if it has anybody in it. I don't think it does. And we have MG42 set up here near the fuel to defend it. It's a nice angle of approach there. Engagement in the center. Panzer Grenadiers, nice bundle nade inside the house. Conscripts do manage to dodge that, although they did take quite a bit of splash damage. Panzer Grenadiers, however, getting caught by the shock troops on the retreat. They're going to get annihilated. I don't think they're making out of there. Nope. Panzer Grenadier squad dead. Steven now in a very tough position. He only has 2 Grenadier squads at combat troops, while Ost is sitting comfortably at 2 shock troops and 3 conscripts. That MG42, yeah, it's, you know, it's there, but looks like it's actually going to get cleared out. Nope. Barely makes it out of 1 man. And the rest of the man decide to just sit there. If we don't move, the half-track doesn't notice we're here. And then we disappear. Okay. That actually makes it better. He just disappears and nobody's going to notice it there. Okay, so half-track moving around the center. It's really the, well, I suppose you could say the only thing at this point that is keeping Steven in the game, considering the losses that he's suffered. Because, well, aside from conscripts, we barely have 18-8s getting research for Ost, so he doesn't, or didn't, up until this point, have anything to combat that. He does decide to go for tier 3 instead, so it's getting tier 2, tier 3. Gonna go for a T-70. T-70 will be able to deal with that half-track very nicely, and as well as deal a lot of damage to the infantry. Shock troops retreating in the left-hand side or north. They do go for a nice angle here, retreating from the half-track, allowing them to not take damage for a little while. However, the half-track does catch up to them. Does a nice burst there, killing 1. And they are just getting stopped in their tracks as they try to retreat. Down to 3 men, probably down to 2. There is a combat engineer squad nearby. That's not even a conscript to 18-8. And that shock troop squad is annihilated. Very nice pickup there for Steven. He activates infantry awareness just to make sure that he knows where the infantry was and not to run into any of the infantry. It's very nice. And we have a sniper on the field for Steven. That's very nice to see. Snipers are always amazing. And the half-track moves out of the way, has taken quite a bit of damage at about half health, but still alive and will make it out of there. T-70 now on the field for Ost. We'll be able to press the advantage with that. Panzer Grenadier squad getting reproduced for Steven. And, well, he still has that tier 3 and has not been able to build anything out of it, which is unfortunate. However, the T-70 runs into the Telor mine and Soviet mine combination, and it goes up in flames. Ouch. Well, at least Ost is producing himself a T-34 behind that, so he will have another tank on the field very shortly, but yeah, that was very nice for Steven. So again, each side getting nice pickups here and there. Smoke nade getting popped by the shock troops. Very weird maneuver there. However, that allows the conscripts to Ura forward and is going to force that flamethrower half-track to retreat. The sniper taking some shots across the river. The shock troops pushing forward, trying to catch that sniper. They are now going to try to shoot the Pios as they retreat, but there are only 3 men left in that shock troop squad, so they will not be able to get too many kills, so they end up retreating. Conscripts trying to chase down that half-track. They don't manage to actually catch it, and the half-track makes it out of there alive. And the T-34 is now on the field for Ost. I'm assuming... No, he actually... No, never mind. He's not going to be very careful there. Still have mines on the field, but these are mines for Ost. He doesn't really have... Well, yeah, actually, he does have a lot of mines. This was quite unfortunate. So yeah, both mines ended up detonating. The other mine is still there. But yeah, that teller mine was very nicely placed there for Steven. So Steven still, something hit a mine. Yep, Panzer Grenadiers in the center hit a mine, down to one man, forced to retreat. Pac-Gon takes a shot at the T-34. The T-34 notices a sniper, but it just moves out of the way. Sniper retreats. And Incendiary Barrage falling right on top of nothing. Does the Incendiary Barrage actually melt the ice? I mean, we did see that pretty good game there with... who was it? Sage of the Six, I believe, where he used the KV-8's flamethrower to sink a Tiger Ace. So you would think maybe, but it doesn't look like the ice is melting here. So yeah, that's very weird. Oh well. Right-hand side, Grenadiers going for the cap on the victory points. Victory points, we currently have 358 for Ost, 324 for Steven. So again, anybody's game at this point. T-70 going for the harass. Remember, the T-70 is no longer able of crushing, or capable of crushing, that is. So it doesn't benefit a lot from, you know, trying to get on top of infantry. Yeah, you can push them and force them to not be in cover, but yeah, the T-70 ends up getting Fausted, pops its repair, and it's just going to sit there at the point. It's not capable of capping because it doesn't have the what do you call it, this thing, the Veteran C1 secure mode ability that allows you to cap with tanks. So the flamethrowers just flaming all over the place, trying to see if they can pick up kills on mines, because he knows that Ost has been laying a lot of mines. Left-hand side, we see a decently big engagement. We have shock troops and conscripts going for the fuel point, getting engaged by Grenadier squads. We have MG42 in the center, opening up on the advancing squads, but we also have a Panzer IV on the field for Steven. Conscripts run straight at something, and they throw an 18-8 off on that Panzer IV. There is that T-34 there. T-34 might be able to go for the kill, but it looks like it's instead going to go for the half-track. The half-track, no, actually shoots the Panzer Grenadiers. T-34 now shooting at the half-track. Half-track takes a nasty shot to the steer armor, down to about half health. Pac-Gon on the field takes a shot at the T-34. T-34 forced to move out of the way, and that half-track will once again stay alive. T-70 now back to full strength, moving along. We have a combat engineer squad going for the points, repairing, and at the same time capturing. Very nice. And center map, shock troops is going for the cap. Back at base, Steven moving out with all his infantry. He now has a decent force. He has a Pio squad with minesweepers because he, well, has obviously noticed that Ost is very fond of using mines. He has mines all over the place. We can see a mine right here. We can see mines somewhere here. We have another mine over here. So yeah, a lot of mines all over the place, and they have inflicted quite a bit of damage to Ost. Panzer Grenadier squad, however, is going to run straight into the mine. No, barely dodges that. He's right on top of the mine. The minesweeper is moving up to the left-hand side to get the repairs going. And the half-track is at about half health. Getting Veteran C2. Remember, Veteran C2 no longer provides that defensive buff to the half-track. What it does is it says, oh, nasty mine hit there for the Panzer Grenadiers. Down to one man, forced to retreat. It says advanced training improves mobility and reinforcement radius. So yeah, basically moves faster and has a larger radius. Sniper getting caught in the open by the T-34s and T-70. Coaxial guns do quite some damage to the man himself, but he makes it out of there alive, so he will be fine. Pack gun taking some more shots at the tanks. Tanks are forced to back off. And the Panzer IV is heading into the center now at full strength. T-70 will not be able to do much against the Panzer IV, except, you know, taking some shots. And the Panzer IV is in pursuit. T-70 takes a shot, down to less than half health. And they do try to bait him through the mine. However, the Panzer IV decides to just simply stop in the center, take some shots at the MT-42, and try to dislodge it from that point. The pack gun is behind the Panzer IV. The Panzer IV will sit there, and the pack gun will move up. Mortar on the field. Nice little placement here by Steven behind this hedge. Allows it to remain concealed and has a lot of range in the field. So very nice. Also, veteran T2 already attained 11 kills, so very nice. Shell accuracy and rate of fire, so starting to bombard that MG42. MG42 now down to 2 men, going to be forced off the field or going to get cleared out. Another T-34 on the field for Ost. They'll be able to 2-on-1 the Panzer IV. However, there is that pack gun and Shreks on these Panzer Grenadiers, so those will do quite a bit of damage to T-34s. Conscript squad getting annihilated on the retreat, down to 1 man. Will not make it out of there, and down goes that squad. So nice pickup again for Steven. So Steven managing to swing the momentum back in his favor. He now has the stronger infantry force, and while he has less in numbers, he does have, I suppose you could say, the stronger setup as far as tanks goes. T-70 taking a shot from the Shreks, it looked like. Combat engineers will probably go for repairs. Down south, shock troops getting engaged by the half-track. Half-track just wreaking havoc, already up to 16 kills. A very nasty thing to be left alive. Let's open up those stats for the veterancy. Shock troops pushing into the center. The Panzer IV is retreating. The pack gun is also forced to retreat since it can't do much against it. And the half-track is moving out of there. However, the T-34s taking some shots at the rear armor of that Panzer IV. One T-34 takes a nasty shot. Nade goes off from the shock troopers on the pack gun, but the pack gun is not cleared out. T-34 gonna get it cleared out here. No, it actually manages to clear out the pack gun, but the Panzer IV will fall this time. It is down to less health than this T-34, getting shot in the rear armor. Even the T-70, you know, chiming in and adding his firepower to it. Down goes the Panzer IV. Nice pickup here for Ost. He now retains the stronger force. Another pack gun getting produced. This pack gun is probably going to get destroyed. T-34 going to get Fausted here. Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Very risky here. But it looks like the T-34 crushed the Grenadier that was going to Faust them and forced the retreat by Steven, and they ran into the mine and, and blew up. It did do splash damage to the T-34, but it barely stays alive with a damaged engine, so it will get some repairs now. So it looks like the pack gun will stay on the field. The T-70 could have been used to kill it, but the Shreks are going to be going off on those Panzer Grenadiers, and down goes the T-34. Nice pickup there for Steven. Manages to equalize there. There's still that T-34 on the field that, no, sorry, that T-70 on the field that he needs to deal with. But as well, there's still that half-track on the field that Ost needs to deal with. That is now veteran T2. T-70 going for the Grenadiers, taking some shots, but it does get Fausted. Gets a damaged engine, but the Grenadiers are going to be taking some damage. Panzer Grenadiers, however, are on the field, and they are moving in that direction, so that T-70, sorry, I keep calling it T-34. T-70 is in a little bit of trouble. Grenadiers forced to back off, down to 1 man. Is Steven actually going to risk keeping this guy on the field? It looks like he is, considering that he can pop it into the house. And the Panzer Grenadiers are moving in that direction. Conscripts, however, move in to intercept the Panzer Grenadiers, and they are forced to retreat. So that Grenadier over here is probably going to die. He is retreating, but he's going to have to retreat through the path of a Conscript squad. Conscript squad taking some shots as he retreats, and down goes the Grenadier. Quick kill there, so he's going to be fine. Veterancy 1 is acquired for this T-70, so the T-70 could capture that point while repairing at the same time. We shall see what happens. Ost might not want to be risking his T-70, so he's probably going to send it back. Half-track in the center, going for the MG42, forcing the retreat. And over on the left-hand side, we see a Conscript squad sneaking around behind enemy lines, going for the victory point. 333 points for Ost, 251 for Steven, barely about to get to half point, so not a lot of pressure, I guess you could say, just yet, but he is losing by about 100 points, so Steven needs to start putting the pressure on Ost as far as victory points go. Half-track, moving up to the left-hand side, to the north, gonna force away that Conscript squad with its flamethrowers. Conscripts push forward, gonna throw an 18-8 off on that half-track, do some damage, but they're gonna lose that Conscript squad on the retreat, so it was probably not worth it. There you go, Conscript squad down. Half-track does have heavy engine damage there, so it's going to be immobile. So this might be a nice pickup here for SturmTigerOst. He is going to be pushing with his T-34. There is a Panzer IV on the field, however, so the T-34 is going to get Fausted and then potentially killed by the Panzer IV. But it looks like he is done with that half-track. He wants it off the field, and there he goes. So T-34 is now unsupported over here in the north, crawling very slowly. However, the Panzer IV is not heading in his direction just yet. Now it decides to turn around and it's going to head to the north, trying to catch that T-34. T-34 has normal engine damage, but it is moving through the heavy snow, meaning that it moves even slower. The Panzer IV will be able to catch up to it very quickly. Center map, T-70 moving in to help out. Now Veteran C2. At Veteran C2, it says improves the accuracy on the main gun and the rate of fire, so it makes it even deadlier to infantry. Sniper and Panzer Grenadiers forced to retreat by shock troops. And yeah, that T-34 is done for. We see the Panzer IV now moving in. Gonna take some shots. The T-34 notices that it has no shot here of getting out of there, unnoticed. So it turns around to engage the Panzer IV, returning fire and damaging the other tank. However, it will lose. Panzer IV actually misses there, so it kind of equalizes the battle a little bit, but it's not gonna last long. There we go, nice penetration there by the Panzer IV. T-34 taking some shots, getting the penetrations on the Panzer IV. Panzer IV down to about half health. T-34 about to die. One more shot should do it. He does manage to bring the Panzer IV to about 30% health. So any follow-up here will be deadly. We do have another T-34 on the field for Ost. So if he sends it immediately to that side of the map and tries to hunt down that Panzer IV, he will get the kill. We have a shock troop squad in between to spot it. Pack gun did get cleared out by the shock troops. The shock troops now know where that Panzer IV is. They're going to run around and try to get clear. Panzer IV going for the crush. He doesn't manage to do so. Hits the retreat. The T-34 now on the field, moving in that direction, down the road, speeding as fast as it can. The Panzer IV is backing off all the way almost into the water. It looks like he's going to try to back off into his base. Panzer IV moves in to try to push away the shock troops. The shock troops running into the Pios. The Pios getting eaten alive. T-70 actually moves in front of the Panzer IV. Never has the T-70 looked so deadly to a Panzer IV, which is already heavily damaged, and he actually backs off. T-70 takes a shot, backs off, and unfortunately for us, though, his T-34 runs into a mine and gets annihilated. However, oh, that was very nice. Wow, that was a very nice thing to happen. However, this Panzer IV is gonna... No, it's still alive. I thought it was gonna die to the Shreks, but it's getting out of there. Go, go. Go! Shreks, no, and the Shreks don't actually manage to throw the shot, so wow, that was a very nice pickup there for us. The Panzer IV went with Blitzkrieg and tried to get on top of the Panzer IV, the T-34 to finish it off, and it did, but it looks like the T-34 and the T-70 shot at the very last second and destroyed the Panzer IV, but it ended up getting abandoned, and Ost picks it up and gets it out of there. A Shrek goes off in its direction, but it misses. Oh my god, that was very lucky there for Ost. So he now has his own Panzer IV, which will be very interesting, especially since there's another T-34 on the field. So Steven not catching a break there. Flak Panzer on the field for Steven. I'm pretty sure that Flak Panzer was being produced while he still had the Panzer IV. So yeah, the Flak Panzer by itself is not going to be too helpful here, considering the tanks that are on the field. Panzer IV and Flak Panzer combination, however, is very nice, but he's also very far away from being able to get another tank, so we'll see what happens. Pack gun getting produced. We still have some pack guns laid down across the field. There's one right here, and the one over here did get picked up. Not exactly sure what ended up happening to it, though. He does have... No, actually, he just has the one that got produced right now. Oh well. Flak Panzer moving on to the south. We have the T-70 around here just harassing. Veteran C2 gonna get Fausted. Damage on the engine. Gonna try to clear out the Grenadier squad, but the Grenadier squad only needs to retreat. And Ost will lose his T-34 to the Flak Panzer. And yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Flak Panzer is moving in that direction. Running a little bit into some walls, which is unfortunate. The T-70 will... oh, well. It almost managed to do a little bit of ring around that hedge there, but Flak Panzer just runs into it, shooting it in the rear armor, taking a lot of damage there, and T-70 shoots back, tickling with its little gun there on that Flak Panzer, but Flak Panzer just takes it out. And there it goes. T-34 on the field, getting damaged by something. Might have actually hit a mine or a Faust. And the Panzer IV currently getting repaired, almost getting about full. KV-8, however, now on the field for Ost, so this KV-8 will be very strong. The Flak Panzer can't do anything against it. It probably doesn't even penetrate its armor. And the only thing that it can damage it is the Shreks and the Pack Gun. The Pack Gun gonna get cleared out very quickly by that KV-8, and the Shreks will also die eventually. So, best case scenario, he brings it down to about 30% health, but that is about it. So yeah, that KV-8 is gonna be brutal. Shreks go off. They do about 10% damage to the KV-8, and the KV-8 is just chasing down the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers stopping in the middle of the road, continue to get burned, and down they go, even dropping their Shrek. Pack gun set up, gonna take a shot. No, actually starts to pack up and move out, and it's just getting burned alive. So that KV-8 is probably gonna be the kiss of death here for Stephen. He is just losing everything left and right. So let's see. Flak Panzer over here on the left-hand side, trying to chase down some shock troops, and it does chase him down. But one of them actually has a substantial lead on the tank. We'll be able to make it out of there quite fine. The mortar team getting cleared out. Yeah, actually, yeah, the mortar team also got cleared out. That one man was just retreating, but that's just you know, retreating off of the field. The Flak Panzer runs into the KV-8. Taking some shots, and yeah, it actually does do a little bit of damage, but that's about it. And with the Panzer IV moving in for support, that Flak Panzer is done for. T-34 back at base, now fully repaired, and Ost is just pressing his advantage. Conscripts going for the points. Victory points, 308 for Ost, 173 for Stephen, and Stephen is in a very, very difficult position. We see units retreating through the edge of the map, somewhere around there. You can see them in the mini-map. Not exactly sure where they're going, but they're just running. And the Flak Panzer just running away, taking some shots from the Panzer IV. KV-8 chasing down infantry. That's actually taking some damage to the Flak Panzer, which is quite surprising. Well, not really surprising, but, you know, quite decent. Panzer IV, however, not taking much damage to the Flak Panzer. T-34 moves in, adding some additional firepower, and that Flak Panzer is going to be going down. Sniper retreating off of the field, taking some small shots there from the gunners on top. And the Flak Panzer goes down, so Stephen no longer has anything on the field to speak of. He has a pack gun. No, that's a glitched pack gun, never mind. Yeah, you can see that it says 0 there. So he doesn't have a pack gun. The tanks back off a little bit. The pack gun over here gets picked up. And we see a reconnaissance overflight getting used by Stephen. My apologies there, I was a little bit slow on the overlay. Grenadiers push forward. They do manage to throw a Fausthof on that KV-8, and the pack gun over here, actually, sorry, the Flak gun. Well, actually, pack gun, sorry. Flak is the Vico. Pack 43 gets built here by Stephen and actually kills that KV-8, so very nice there. Very nice usage of that. Obviously, this is because Stephen got the Joint Operations Doctrine. It's just I was a little bit bad on the overlay and didn't get those two icons quickly. They'll pop up eventually, but yeah, sorry about that. Combat Engineers decide to go to pick up that that Shrek, just to deny it to his enemy, which is not a bad thing. And the pack gun is actually retreating all the way back to base. So, Ost, losing his KV-8, still has a Panzer IV and a T-34 on the field, which is quite formidable. Pack gun shooting at the sniper shooting at the pack gun. Pack gun getting cleared out, sniper jumping into the house. Shock troops running into Grenadiers. The Pack 43 shooting at the shock troops, but not managing to do much. And the shots, I think, actually, yeah, actually that killed one of the Grenadiers. Nice shot there. There we go, the overlay is fixed there, so yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, he has the ability to build that that pack gun there, so you can see it. The Pack 43 and the Left 18 artillery gun. Down to less than 100 points for Stephen. Can he pull back into the game? He does have that Pack 43, which will be able to, well, deny tanks from moving around here. However, the shock troops for Ost are just annihilating the infantry. He is now down to 2 Grenadiers and a Panzer Grenadier squad. The sniper did get killed. by the shock troops, which is very nice pickup there for Steven. For Ost, he does have a veteran 3 shock troop squad with 2 other shock troop squads on the field. Only 1 conscript left, and the stolen MG42 is still on the field. It's over here in this fuel point, just set up in the house. The mortar has gotten cleared out, so they don't have much to fear. And down to 73 points for Steven, so let's see what happens here. He's building himself a Panzer IV. It will be quite nice. I mean, the Pak-43 does have a lot of range here into the center, so the tanks will not be able to go very aggressively against that Panzer IV. However, Steven is running out of time, so we'll see if he has enough time to come back into this. Panzer Grenadiers going for the pack gun. They managed to force it away, and the combat engineers as well are retreating. However, shock troops are right on top of the Panzer Grenadiers, and they force a retreat. Down to 2 men on the retreat. Probably down to 1 by the end. However, they should be able to make it out. Not if they stop, however, in the middle of the road. Pios, with their minesweeper, they're going to try to stop the shock troops, and they do, actually. Panzer Grenadiers make it out of there alive, and the Pios end up retreating. Shock troops pushing forward, just going for capturing territory. And the Panzer IV and T-34 are just sitting there comfortably because they don't really have much to fight right now. They are not amazing anti-infantry. They do, they do the job, but they're not the best. Panzer IV now on the field for Steven. Can he come back into the game with this and the aid of his Pak-43? Pak-43 does turn around over to the right-hand side. We see the tanks actually moving in that direction. And we also have a shock troop squad over around here. KV-8 once again on the field for Ost. So he might be wanting to go for a little bit of a flank here, maybe on the Pak-43. Sending the tanks over on this side, forcing it to turn around, and then the KV-8 through the front. Who knows? We'll see. Panzer IV on the field, and victory points down to 49 for Steven. So again, he's running out of time. Left-hand side, Grenadiers capturing territory, but again, they're going to run into some shock troops and a conscript squad there for support, so these Grenadiers are going to lose that fight. Even with their Veteran C2, Veteran C2 no longer provides defensive bonuses, so they are going to die just as quickly as if they were vanilla. And there they go, forced to retreat. Down to 2 men on the retreat, probably down to 1 by the end. And no, still at 2, so barely make it out of there. Panzer IV pushes forward and forces away the MG42. We do have the KV-8 and the other 2 tanks on the far side. Incendiary barrage getting called in on top of something. And the sender victory point, okay. So, Ost denying Steven the ability to cap this point. Points are currently neutral, 2 of them, and 1 for Ost, so he's still putting the bleed on Steven. He is going for the cap on the northern one, and the MG42 for Steven moves up to stop the conscripts, but it does not manage to stop the capping. So bleeding is going to be very quick now, so this actually might be the end for Steven. I don't think he's going to be able to come out of that. Shock troops move up to the Pak-43, trying to clear it out, but the KV-8, T-34, and the Panzer IV move in. KV-8 clears out the crew. Panzer IV and T-34 will take out the Panzer IV for Steven, and the KV-8 is just there on the field, down to 21 points. But before the time ticks, or even the Panzer IV dies, Steven decides to throw in the towel. Not much else he can do about it. So good game there. Very nice. Quite entertaining. So I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.